Hello my lovely people, how are you all doing today? I hope you're having a lovely day. I hope that you are good to go. You've got your brew, your Diet Coke, you've got some cakes and biscuits, whatever it may be, because this is going to be a lovely long video for you. We have got a full face of Natasha Denona makeup, which I am very excited to bring to you. However, before we dive in, if you are brand new here, please click that subscribe button and ring the bell, and make sure that you do also head over to my Instagram and give me a little follow there as well, because I love connecting with you guys on all of my platforms too. Now, I know that you'll have seen from the title, today is a Natasha Denona full face, first impressions. Let's talk about the brand. Oh my God. Everybody has something to say on Natasha Denona, and usually it is price orientated. I don't want to ignore at any point in this video the fact that this is a premium beauty brand with a premium beauty price tag, and I do not ever want to make it sound like I'm just like, oh, this is only £100 or whatever it may be, because I'm not like that. I know that premium beauty comes with a price tag that not everyone can afford, so I love making these videos so you can still try it. But also, if you are saving up your pennies like I have to buy the premium products, sometimes you want to know what it's like before you buy it. Try before you buy now, you know? I'm not sure what's going on with my words today. Anyway, you know, I'll be honest guys, I haven't previously tried Natasha Denona solely for the reason of the price point. It is a little bit off-putting, but the one thing that goes in its favour is everybody who has tried it has positive things to say about it. I have yet to find a single negative review on any of the products, because it seems to be one of those brands that when people do try it, they absolutely love it, and it is well known for its like second to none formulas. The eyeshadow palettes especially are quite pricey. Some of them are well over £100, but you must be aware of this, that they have no nasties in those lovely little powders that we put on our eyes. There's no talc type products. It is very much a creamy formula with a high performance, a very high quality pigment. I've heard that they literally have like one swipe wonder technology and no fallout and things like that. So I can understand, if that is all correct, which we will find out soon, why they have the price tag that they do. I will also say that things like the concealer, the foundation and everything like that is actually on par with all of the other premium brands that there are on the market already. So if you are a premium beauty lover, then this is really very much within your price range. There's nothing else other than the eyeshadow palettes that really peak it. So you can definitely afford to swap out some of your new products with these if you like what you see in the video. Now, all of these products I picked up from Look Fantastic, guys. I will say, you know, I have that lovely 20% off discount code at Look Fantastic. It's right here. You can get it on most things at Look Fantastic, but I will say this, you can't get it on Natasha Denona products. I'm really sorry. I tried, guys, but as they are such a premium brand with high quality products, they don't need to discount, which pretty much says a lot to me. Like, they clearly don't need to. So unfortunately you can't use my discount code on it. However, I will still be linking below to all of the products where you can pick them up. And if they're any good, I will be highly recommending that you do so. If you want a premium beauty collection like I have, you have to keep adding to it, right? That's what I keep telling my husband anyway. Okay, so all of the jibber jabber, that is out of the way now. I'm just going to point out, guys, we are doing pretty much a very full face of Natasha Denona today. There is only lashes and brows that don't get done with Natasha Denona. Everything else is a full face, and it's my first impressions of the product as we go. So I hope that you'll very much enjoy seeing how they perform. I'm super excited, and I hope that you'll stick around to the end of the video and let me know what your thoughts are, maybe about the products before we start, and then afterwards once you've seen how they perform. But for now, all that's left to do is say, you guys, come here. So I always like to start my tutorials with a very horrible close-up of my face, bare skin and all. Obviously, I've also got the very attractive matching voice today, which we're just going to have to work with. But I am going to pin my hair back, which I never usually do because my hair is so fine. What actually happens is I get kinks. But I'm going to try it and hope for the best. Feel a little bit like Pippi Longstocking right now, but we need to dive in and try everything. But yeah, I'm very excited. The concealer, the foundation, all things that I've like literally been constantly like checking into my basket when I'm shopping online, and then like, ooh, and on the fence. But I'm so glad to finally be able to try them. So let's get straight on with applying, because I know that's what you're at this part of the video for. Okay, so I've gone for the Foundation X Plus. It's the full coverage foundation. The shade I have gone for is 30W, so light medium. It looks quite a good match, really. I like my foundations to be a little bit darker than my actual skin tone, especially in winter. So it comes in like a pump, so we're just gonna pump that out. It's very liquidy, guys, like it's like water. Not what I was expecting. Again, I never expect that with a full coverage type foundation, but usually I'd be like, oh, clearly it's not going to be full coverage then, but we're going to apply it and see. And because it's Natasha Denona, I have high hopes, but it is literally like water. Just gonna buff in and see how we go. I mean, that colour match is pretty good. It's darker than my skin, which is what I want, which is very much my shade, and it's blending in really nice. So let's just keep going.
I'm all alone in my hotel room. I'm getting drunk on booze from the mini bar. I wonder what you're up to. I shouldn't call you up, I know your number by heart. I see you wherever I go, and you don't even know.
Okay guys, there we have it. That is my complexion done with that foundation. My first impressions, this is one coat and I literally needed to just blend it in all over. I didn't need to reapply in any area, which is great because usually this sort of area here, across my cheeks sometimes, on my forehead, I will need to add a little bit more like as a second coat, but this is just giving a fantastic even coverage. Like, I am impressed. Like, yes, the colour was a little bit darker than I expected, and I'm hoping that it kind of anti-oxidizes, so it kind of dries down, not quite as dark as it's gone on, but I like my foundation slightly darker. I can always add some lightening drops if I wanted to, but it's actually not as dark as I thought it was going to be, so I'm really pleased with the colour. I'm fantastically pleased with how easy it is to blend this in, and the fact that it is very full coverage. As I said, it was like a liquid water formula, and yet it has just blended like a full coverage foundation, like my really thick foundations. I'm very impressed, guys. This is £39, so very much like the normal premium price point for a foundation. There's, I think, about 35 different shades on Look Fantastic right now, so very much worth checking out. I will also link below, guys, to this tool that I use when I can't actually swatch a foundation. There's this website. It's an absolute amazing website, and you put in like a couple of your normal foundations and the shade that you are. You can do it on just one, but you might want more than one to be your reference point, and then put in the name of the foundation that you're looking for and what shade you'd be, and it comes up with it. Like, and I have used this for the last 5 or 6 foundations that I've purchased, guys, and it's never been wrong. So highly recommend it. I'll link below if you want to color match yourself for the foundation without being able to try it in person. Recommend that website hands down. Okay, so now we're on to contour. As you guys know, I don't very often use a concealer to cover up my blemishes. I pretty much rely on my foundation to do it, which is why I always want the most full coverage foundation I can possibly get my hands on. I do have quite a lot of breakouts right now. Time of the month, ladies, you know how I feel. But this foundation has pretty much covered them, taken the redness away, so that is perfect for me. So we're going to move on to our contour now, which I usually do a cream contour, I'm going to admit, but we're going to do like part cream, part powder, rather than full cream and full powder. I'm going to go in with the Transfix Matte Concealer. I've got the shade 1N, which is neutral. So it's a neutral tone. There's quite a lot of shades to choose from. Obviously, I had to go for something quite a lot lighter because I want to highlight my under eye area, really accentuate those areas that I want to look brighter on my face. And then we're going to go in with some powder contour afterwards, but I have real high hopes for this, guys, because it looks a perfect colour for brightening. So we're going to take it on the actual one that it comes and just apply like this. Again, the texture is very watery. I'm getting that now that this is like a watery formula, and it's clearly still very high performance, because don't think I've ever tried a watery formula for any complexion product, guys, that hasn't given anything other than a kind of medium coverage. So, oh, that was not scented, was it? I have high hopes. So we're just going to pop on like that and then blend in. Okay, so just going to buff in. Now this concealer I think was £26. Again, very much the premium price point for a good concealer. I like this. This is light, guys. Because we are of an age where we've got fine lines, haven't we, people? And most people have them around their eyes anyway. We don't want a concealer, guys, that is going to melt into those lines and accentuate them. This is so light. Like, I could feel it on my skin even without looking. It is so light. It's not going into those lines how some of my other concealers do. Like, my favourite ones even sometimes do that. But it is perfectly lightening the areas that I want to. I really like it. It's so easy to blend because it's got that kind of like watery formula, and yet it's giving me the most perfect, lovely coverage that's giving me full control with where I'm buffing in. Oh, it's getting a massive thumbs up from me. Okay, guys, the next product is one I am so flipping excited for. It is the Tan Bronze and Bronze and Glow palette. See, I'm so excited I can't even get my words right. This palette I have wanted for so long. It's the most beautiful palette. We've got powder bronzers and highlighters in there, which guys just look like they're going to blow the planet away. But there is obviously a matte bronzer in there, which is going to give us our kind of contour. Again, you guys know that I usually use a cream for this, but I'm quite happy to try a powder and see how we can go. And then we're going to put our highlight on afterwards and a little bit of blush just to pink the cheeks up. But this palette is an absolute dream. Now it is £51, like we said. This is a brand that is expensive, but you get the premium quality, the premium formula that has made these products like the performance that they are. I mean, like, these are used by celebrity makeup artists worldwide. So we're gonna go in with the matte bronzer shade first, and then we'll layer up our kind of bronzy glow afterwards. And again, I don't usually go for a bronzy glow, but I am all for trying this range because I'm loving it. Okay, so I've just got some of that powder and we're just going to apply here. Like, if I turn this way, my mirror is the other way, so I've got no idea why I'm doing it. So I'm doing it kind of on memory, but oh, that's beautiful as well. So natural. Let's try this way. So I can see and you can see. Circular motions just buffing upwards to create that nice chiseled cheekbone illusion. I like it a lot. This look is so lovely. And these products are all just performing really, really well. I love them. Okay, and we're just going to do up here as well. Now, this is usually an area where I do like quite dark because I do try and minimise the way my forehead looks, which is a really nice way of saying I've got a massive forehead. So I do rely on a good little bit of contouring up here to make it look less obvious. So I want to make sure that I can get the same level from this powder. Well, I very much like. I'm enjoying this. Very much impressed with these products. I'm not quite sure where we're going to go with our bronze next, or should I put my blush on and then my bronze? I think that's what we're going to do. I think that's what we're going to do, guys. So next up, we're going to be using the Natasha Denona blush palette. I have got the shade number 10. It's got two lovely, beautiful shades, very natural. We've got kind of an apricot glow and a pink glow as well. I'm just going to use the same brush that I used for my bronzer just to apply just the tiniest bit of pink on the apples of my cheeks, just to give it a little bit of colour. And then we're just gonna go in very gentle. See, keep it very nice and subtle. That pink is beautiful, very natural. I like a lot. And that's all it takes just to pink up your cheeks. I like the apricot shade in there as well. I will just show you on my finger. It's a little bit paler compared to the pink. You can see there, those two. So you've got an apricot and a pink shade. They look matte, but they have got a fine shimmer in them, I must admit. And I don't usually go for shimmer on my cheeks because as an oily skin girl, that does make it look worse. But actually, it's given me a nice little natural glow, which I quite like. Okay, so now we're going to go in with that Glow Impact powder, which is the really stonking highlight looking shade. I basically want to glow up this look as much as I can. I'm going to take a lovely fluffy brush just to apply it with, and it is like shimmer to the max, guys, so I cannot wait to see this on my skin. Let's have a look here. Oh, look at that. Oh, you see, guys? I don't want to blend it too much until you can see, but that is beautiful. Very champagne toned actually, which you guys know I like. So we're going to go this side now. Oh, loving this look. Bit here and a bit here. And then I'll probably use some on my eyebrows when we get that far as well. Now, as mentioned, there is a cream bronzer in there. Now, when I have a tiny little bit of a tan coming in spring and summer, I will be rinsing that, but I'm a little bit too pale to use that right now. So that's what I'm going to be saving for. But I love this palette. I love a good bronzing palette, but I will be totally honest, guys. Highlight palettes and bronzing palettes, pretty much any cheek palettes, it takes a lot for me to buy them because I'm always worried about wastage and products that I can't use. But actually every shade in that bronzy palette I'm going to use, whether it's now, spring or summer. So I really see this as an investment palette. So don't be put off by the price. Guys, look how good my flipping base looks. Oh, I love this. I'm definitely going to be using these products in my everyday routine now. But we're on to the most exciting part of any of my tutorials, because if you follow me, then you know I am an eyeshadow palette aholic, hoarder, addict, obsessive, whatever word you want to use there. That's me. I love myself a good eyeshadow palette, and I have wanted a Natasha Denona palette for so long. Now, some of them are over £100, so they are pricey. They are definitely the most pricey eyeshadow palettes I have seen out there. However, I couldn't resist the Love palette, guys. Now, you know that colours sometimes scare me a bit, but this year, if you've been following me for a while, you'll know I am literally embracing the colour in my tutorials. And by that, I mean I'm going to be doing so many tutorials with lots of fun colours, so naturally I had to pick up this palette, which admittedly has, I'm trying to get it on screen as well as my large face, has a lot of pinks, a lot of reds, some purples in there, but it's also got some everyday tones. So actually, while you may look at this palette and think, that's not my cup of tea, actually, let me just draw your attention to the fact that you have got these two champagne-y tones up here. This one is very champagne-y. We've also got a couple of cool tones there. So if you like your grey kind of black smoky eyes, you've got that covered, and some really, really subtle pinks as well. So, I mean, this Soul colour is a beautiful transitional shade. So while you may not look at this palette and think that's a great one for every day, actually it is, because it's got all of your bases covered for everyday neutrally typed tones, as well as some colours in there. So I think it's a great place to start with Natasha Denona. And also, this one is £60. That is still a hell of a lot of money, guys. I'm not disputing that. But what I'm going to point out is you get 15 shades in here and they're all brand new, which is pretty cool. And if you think about other premium palettes, you know, I know that there's some other brands where they're like £46, £48 and you only get 12 shades or something. So this is actually really good value, which may surprise you, because if you're anything like me, you're like, that's a really expensive brand. But remember, the formulas in these kind of products, especially the eyeshadow palettes, are what Natasha Denona is known for. It is a far superior quality of eyeshadow. You know, there's none of the nastiness, there's no like talc-like products in there. So what it actually means is the shadows are a much better quality, so they're much better for your skin, and they work much better too, or so I've been told. So I'm very excited to dive right in. And it's got that newness sheen to it, which I really don't want to like go. Like, I'm one of those people who buys expensive palettes and then just looks at them because they're so pretty and doesn't want to use them. But this is going on my face right now. Okay, so we are going to go in with that lovely Soul shade. I'm going to take a nice fluffy brush and we're going to start with our crease and transition like we always do, guys. And then we're going to build it up. I have no idea which way we're going to go with this look, but we're going to dive right in. So I'm going to take my super fluffy brush, pop it in the Soul shade, and then I'm going to, how am I going to do this with my mirror? I'm going to start here, and like I always tell you, circular motions. Look at the colour payoff, just look at that. I've barely touched my skin, and that colour payoff is brilliant, and the control is only going where I want it to go. There's no fallout. It's so pigmented for one swipe, and it's a matte, which you guys know if you watch makeup tutorials a lot, mattes are notoriously hard to get like this sort of colour payoff in one swipe. It has come out a little bit more purple than I expected. I'm not really overly upset about that, but I just thought I would point that out. You know, the pigmentation is crazy though, so the colouring, look at it. That's just one amount on my brush. Oh. You are the stranger in the corner on the second floor. You're the girl next door, the girl next door, the stranger in the corner. Okay, so that is the basis of our crease and transition now. So I'm actually really pleased with that. I'm going to go in with the shade Valentine now, just to add some colour just to the very top up here, just to make that transition between my brow a little bit more subtle. Not that it wasn't subtle already, but I just want to build that colour up a little bit, and I think that a nice light shade will help to do that. I don't want to go too pink with this eye look. I want to keep it very everyday, and I know that like not everybody would want a pink eye look, so we're going to try and keep it as everyday as we can. Okay, next up we're going to go in with the shade Heartbeat. I'm going to take a slightly flatter, more precision brush. Now, just one dab is doing that. Like, these shadows are crazy pigmented. I can see why absolutely everybody who has used them has raved about them. And what I'm just doing with this technique, guys, is just dabbing in to that very, very back crease. We will blend afterwards, but so it may not look super precision, but as I have said to you guys before, forget about what the look looks like while you're doing it, because I know that there's a lot of tendency to panic midway through if it's not looking how you think. But it's like a cake, it's not going to look good enough to eat until you get right to the end. Remember that. Okay, so now that we've applied that, I'm just going to take that fluffy brush again and just blend it out a little bit. You see how those colours are all working together, guys, to make a really natural shade transition. Okay, so if you see the difference between the two, we're now just going to do the same with this eye. Okay, now I am a little bit scared, but I'm just going to do it because we are combating our colour fear this year. I'm going to go in with Commitment. Now, clearly I have commitment issues. See what I did there? Because that is a very dark shade, but I want my smoke to be very impressive with this. So I'm going to take my more flat my more or flatter brush and just a very small, very small amount of colour, and just gently dab in. Again, that's actually coming out with a bit more of a nice purple sheen rather than the black brown that I thought. So actually that is perfect. And I'm just going to gently pull inwards like this. I will try and just pull a little bit more up towards my brows with this shade, because that will help give us the natural smoke that we want. And then just a quick blend in, not that it really needs it, but I just want to make sure that this look is perfect. But these shadows, they just give you full control. You can tell that the quality is brilliant because the shadow is only going where I want it. There's no fallout whatsoever underneath my eyes. I love it. Okay, so I'm just swatching some of the shades. This one here is Lifetime, this one here is Transparent, and this one here is Blind. Now these are the more like everyday shades. I'm just going to see if I can... Okay, so those are the shades swatched. Very nice shimmer payoff and very natural for every day. I think that I'm going to go in with a little bit of Blind and a little bit of Transparent. Okay, so I'm going to take a more precision brush and just get quite a lot of pigment on it of the Blind shade, and that is going to be our lid colour. I'm not even going to prime my lids, guys, because I have heard that this formula is so good that you shouldn't really need to. And look at that. I hope you're all at home going, oh my gosh, that is coming off so well, because I'm looking at it and I'm like, wowzers.
Yeah, are you awake? Wish I could call you. I'm gonna call you. You are the stranger in the corner on the second.
Okay, so I really like that one. I am going to go in now with the Transparent just to warm it slightly from the inside. Okay, now I'm going to go in with some Pure Love just to create a little bit more of an in-between shade between this lovely silvery purple and then the smoke that we've got, which is just going on really nicely, as you can see, to just create a little bit more of like the in-between colour, so it's still looking nice and natural in the way that it blends. Okay, so I do just want to pink this up a little bit more, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my finger and go in with Giving. Just dab all over just to try and get just a slight, very slight sheen on top of that silver and purple to just warm it just slightly, which it is doing perfectly. It's just taken any cool tone off, because I love me a cool tone look, but that's not what we're going for today. I'm then also going to take Transparent on my finger and just again revisit. Like to get my fingers as well as my brushes involved. Okay, I'm really pleased with how that's looking, so I am now just going to revisit that Heartbeat shade just to quickly dust in there. Like, the quality of these shadows, I cannot express to you guys. Like, there's just no fallout. It's not at all struggling with anywhere I want to put it whatsoever. It's going exactly where I apply it. I don't think any single brand of product I've ever used before has given me this level of control in my eye look. Like, I love it. I am going to just revisit underneath my lash line just very slightly with the Soul shade, I think, just to pull the look together. And there we have it. That is the most beautiful, easy, everyday eye look. The colours are phenomenal. I love them, and I think you can gather from my little commentary as we were going, the quality is amazing. So I'm just going to tidy up just here. Again, no fallout, that's just where I've applied it. I just want to tidy that up with some of the concealer, and then I'm going to quickly do my brows and my lashes off camera, so our eyes will be pretty much good to go. Ta-da! I wish that there was a sound effect that I could create that would share my joy with how this look has come out. I am loving the quality of these products. Like, yes, so we're just going to finish the look. I'm going to line my lips, and then we're going to go into the lipstick, which again is another product I was so excited to try. Okay, so there is a huge selection of, they're kind of like nude lipsticks by Natasha Denona, and I'm very excited about that because I like nudes that have a pinky tone range, a brown tone range, and a pure nude range, and there is definitely that in the selection. I have never again tried this formula, so I don't know what it's like, but this shade is I Need a Nude. Yes, you do. It's 32 NP Susanna. It is the most perfect looking nude, so I'm hoping when I put it on my lips, it's going to give me the same colour coverage that it looks like on here, but let's go for it and see what it comes out like.
No, you are the stranger in the corner on the second floor. You're the girl next door, the girl next door. The stranger in the corner on the second floor. You're the girl next door.
There we have it, guys. That is my full face of Natasha Denona. I am blown away, and it is not often that I will do a full face tutorial of products I have never tried before and be this blown away. Like, I get to try a lot of amazing products, guys, as you guys know, and I'm always honest about what works, what doesn't, what's good value, what isn't. But this tutorial has been mind-blowing because I cannot get over the performance of these products, like second to none, and can totally understand why they have the price tag that they do as a brand. And actually, I think the reputation for being really overpriced for what they are is completely undeserved. These products are actually only in line with all of the other premium brands I know of. Now I've kind of looked at them and figured it out. So to be honest, like, if you like premium brand beauty like I do, this is the same sort of ballpark figure in like how much it's going to set you back. So why would you not? And I mean, I just want to cover like the things that stood out to me the most with all of these products. The first would be the foundation and the concealer texture came out like water. So I was a little bit scared, if I'm honest, when I was putting them on, thinking, how can a water formula have the full coverage payoff that I look for as a full coverage kind of girl? And yet it has. I have never ever tried a brand new foundation, never on my skin before like I did today, and not needed to put a second coat on, not over analysed it. One coat was enough, guys. It blended like a dream. That concealer blended like a dream, and it hasn't sunk into my eyes at all. Like, I can't get over it. I'm definitely going to pick up a medium shade now to contour with as well, because I'm sold on the texture. I'm sold on the formula. It's fantastic. It's blendable to the max, and like my face, even though I didn't have a cream concealer to do that contour with, and I just used the powder, it still gave a really nice natural look. And that bronze palette is like the thing of dreams. Like, it is like the most indulgent purchase, but so worth it. I flipping love it, and I'm gonna get tons of use out of it. So I'm just, the complexion products are just amazing. The eye palette, I am so glad I got to have a play with a Natasha Denona palette. I can see why everybody raves about the formula. I have never, and I mean never, used an entire palette and had no fallout. There was no fallout on my face whatsoever. And what was in the corner of my eye was where I'd put it with the brush and it just come a little bit too low. I can't get over it, guys. It is just hands down the best quality brand I think I've come across in. Like, I can't find one that beats it in every single product, but this brand have done it. I'm shooketh. I am shooketh. Guys, I really hope that you've enjoyed seeing this tutorial and it has really opened your eyes to Natasha Denona as much as it has mine. I will link down below where you can pick up all of these products and the entire range over at Look Fantastic. I will also link below to that foundation shade checker website I mentioned earlier as well, so you can colour match yourself if you want to, which I think will be super helpful. If you have enjoyed today's video as much as I hope that you have, and you found it fun to experience this new brand with me, please give me a thumbs up and make sure you subscribe to my channel and ring the bell so that when my next tutorial goes live, you're here eager and ready for it. Also, make sure you head over to my Instagram, my voice nearly gave way then, and hit the follow button over there too, because I love connecting with you guys over on the gram as well. All I'm going to do now is say goodbye and see you very soon for my next video. Have a lovely day, evening, weekend, whenever you're watching this. I will see you very soon and I will look forward to it. Bye.